Prashant Aswani here, demoing the Providence Anadime Chorus version 4. Like previous versions, there is a depth and a speed control. Also, that's been added is a mix control, which allows you to increase the level of effect within the mix in front of your chain if you use it in front of the amp or in the loop. Another feature that was added is the deep switch that has 3 modes. It's got a neutral, which is in the middle. You can cut the bass if you put it down, or you can boost the bass if so desired by putting the switch up. So let's get started and see what this thing sounds like. Here's my tone with the chorus off. Now with the chorus kicked in, so you guys can hear, in my opinion, a drastic difference. Adding the chorus gives me a really nice, width, if you will, to the riff. In fact, I typically like to use a chorus pedal, having it be real subtle, or use more as an effect rather than have it be something that kind of overtakes the original signal of my tone. And that's how I utilized it in this riff. The other thing I want to talk about in the way I have it wired is that I have it wired in the loop of my amp. Typically, I prefer to have a chorus in the loop of the amp because it doesn't affect my dry signal as much, and it doesn't create a warble in the distortion, because I usually use distortion from my amp. And even when I have an overdrive in front of the amp, I like to keep that tone static. And when I'm manipulating that tone, like specifically with the chorus, much more so than a phaser or a vibe, but specifically with the chorus, I like to have it in the loop. So another example that I'm going to give you is, it's going to be the same setting. The deep switch is set to neutral, and I have low depth and low mix, and the speed is right about at 12 o'clock. But I'm going to give you an example now. I'm going to turn the distortion up on my amp, and I'm going to give you an example of what kind of cool lead sounds you can get with this thing. So here's the tone, the lead tone without the chorus kicked in. Now with the chorus kicked in. So there's a couple of examples of how I like to use the Anadime Chorus, more as a subtle shift in the regular tone that I have, whether it be for rhythm or for leads. But it's a very creatively fun pedal to use. In fact, the riff that you heard in the track really was inspired from the tone that I got from this chorus. So try it in front of the amp, try it in the loop like I like to use it. And my suggestion with modulation pedals of any kind is really to experiment with them and kind of find what accentuates the harmonics and overtones that you're getting in your regular stock tone. And that's basically like what I use modulation pedals for. So happy, fun exploring with the Anadime Chorus.